17 candidates down, and Trump is the last man standing, the presumptive Republican nominee.
Have you made any mistakes in this campaign? You had said publicly you thought the retweet about Heidi Cruz was a mistake. Let me just...
Well, I said I could have done without it, to be exact. I mean, I could have done without it.
You said a mistake. Are you walking that back?
No, I'm not walking it back, but I actually didn't say it that way. I said I could have done without it. I mean,
but it was a mistake, wasn't it? I mean, that you shouldn't have done that,
I wish
right?
I didn't do it. Although, you know, I guess you could say she's fair game because she's very much involved with the campaign. But I don't know. She just seems like a nice woman.
Looks.
Well, you know what? I have millions of followers at Real Donald Trump. I have millions of followers. I have millions of
I'm familiar.
Yes, you are. The thing that gets me in trouble is retweets. The retweet is really more of a killer than the tweets. The tweets I seem to do pretty well with.
So that's one, the Heidi Cruz thing. Let me just give you a list of a couple and tell me whether you have any regrets on it.
Go ahead.
The comment about John McCain, you prefer people who weren't captured. The comment about Carly Fiorina's face. But do you regret any of those comments?
Yeah, I guess so, but you have to go forward. You make a mistake, you go forward, and you know, you can correct the mistake, but to look back and say, gee whiz, I wish I didn't do this or that, I don't think that's good. I don't even think, in a certain way, I don't even think that's healthy.
Now, one of your advisors recently told Republican Party leaders down in Florida that you have been playing a part and that we're going to see a different Donald Trump. So which is the real you? You know, the sort of brash, tell-it-like-it-is guy we've seen on the campaign trail, or the more humble, possibly boring, presidential you?
I think it's both, I'll be honest. But, I mean, I change for different settings. If I'm on a boardroom, I'm not going to be shouting and ranting and raving and doing it the same way that I would, you know, if I'm talking to 12 people, than if I'm speaking to 25,000 people in a major arena someplace. So I think, actually, I'm probably 2 or 3 different personalities.
Let me ask you about that, because most American parents try to raise their kids to not bully, to not name call, to not tease, not taunt. How can they effectively bring that message when the frontrunner for the Republican nomination does all of those things?
Well, I do it really, you know, I've been saying during this whole campaign that I'm a counterpuncher. You understand that. I'm responding. Now, I then respond times maybe 10. I don't know. I mean, I respond pretty strongly. But in just about all cases, I've been responding to what they did to me. So it's not a one-way street.
Let's talk about us.
Okay.
We were always friendly.
Right. Good relationship.
Right. And then came the August 6, 2015 debate, and I asked you a tough question about women, using only the words that you had used. I thought it was a fair question. Why didn't you?
I thought it was unfair. I thought, first of all, I didn't think it was really a question. I thought it was more of a statement.
Afterward, you said you didn't feel that the moderators had been nice. But do you think it's the journalist's role to be nice to presidential candidates at a debate?
No, fair. I don't care if they're nice. They have to
You use the word nice.
Well, okay. No, I don't think so. I mean, I might have said they weren't nice, but that doesn't mean they have to be nice. I mean, I've known many...
You know, it's not a cocktail party.
No. I tell you what, in a certain way, what you did might have been a favor, because I felt so good about having gotten through. I said, if I can get through this debate with those questions, you can get through anything.
You're no longer just Donald Trump, businessman, or Donald Trump, host of Celebrity Apprentice. Now you're steps away from the presidency. Have you given any thought in this position to the power that your messaging has on the lives of the people you target and on the millions of people who take their cue from you?
I have. And I see suffering. I mean, I see tremendous suffering, and I understand it. I have a very big heart. A lot of people don't understand that, but people that know me do. And we have to take care of our country. And I do feel America first. I mean, America has been 4th and 5th and 9th. I mean...
But you know what I'm saying. When Donald Trump targets somebody and says, this person is bad, that person is bad, it creates a firestorm in those people's lives, and many of these people are so-called civilians who haven't put themselves out there as public figures.
But it's in response to something that they did.
But they're listening to you, and they're taking their cue from you. So that's the question, is whether now, so close to the Oval Office, whether you will take that responsibility seriously and change your tone to try to be more unifying and less divisive?
I do take it very seriously, and I understand what's going on. And when I see the fervor, when I see 25,000 people that have seats, and not one person during an hour speech will sit down. I say, sit down, everybody, sit down, and they don't sit down. They refuse to sit down. I mean, that's a great compliment. But I do understand the power of the message. There's no question about it.
I want to talk for a minute about the tweeting. You pick up your iPhone and actually tweet
Yes.
yourself?
Usually after 7 or 8 o'clock, I'll do it myself. But during the day, if I'm in the office, I have a number of people that I'll just call out a tweet to. It's always my right. When you and I were having our little difficulty, you probably had some pretty nasty tweets sent your way. I don't want to say, but I've heard that. I don't want that to happen, but our fans, they really love. We have an unbelievable bond. We have an unbelievable
You retweet some of those. It's not just the fans.
Yeah, but not the more nasty ones. You would be amazed at the ones I don't retweet.
Bimbo?
Well, if there was a retweet, yeah. Did I say that?
Many times.
Ooh, okay. Excuse me.
What do you think with, I mean...
Not the most horrible thing, you know, again, politically, not the most. Over your life, Megan, you've been called a lot worse. Is that right? Wouldn't you say? You know, you've had a life that's not been that easy. And
it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about the messaging to young girls and to
but again,
other women.
It's a certain amount of fighting back. You know, it's a modern-day form of fighting back.